Hey, welcome back to Mel the Bombshell. Today's going to be a bit of a different video. I'm going to highlight some of my favorite games from Steam Next Fest. So those of you who are PC gamers out there probably know that Steam Next Fest has been going on for the past few days. And during these past 4 days with Next Fest, I've gotten to try out some of these demos. And I want to shout some out before the end of Next Fest, which is March the 3rd. So if you haven't tried the games that I'm about to talk about, I would recommend you do so, especially if they are part of the genres that you like. The games I'm going to be highlighting are going to be across different genres, including racers, simulation games, and shooters. So stay tuned to see my top 5 games, some other shoutouts, and one game that you absolutely need to avoid. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these titles. The first game that I want to shout out is Tower of Babel Survivors of Chaos. In this game, you battle hordes of monsters and acquire new loot to upgrade your character. After playing this game, I found its gameplay to be very similar to both Vampire Survivors and Diablo, which are two of my favorite games. The gameplay itself is a lot like Vampire Survivors, where you do have an auto fire and you battle these hordes of enemies that are coming at you constantly, with a timer above you showing how long you've been in that round. However, there are aspects very similar to Diablo as well. In this game, as you defeat different enemies, you will find new loot, and the loot system and upgrade system I found to be very similar to that of managing in Diablo. So if you are someone that really likes Vampire Survivors and the Survivor type games, or Diablo and like to get a bunch of loot to upgrade your character, definitely give this one a shot. The next game I want to talk about is called AFTERBLAST. AFTERBLAST is a very fast-paced first-person shooter with roguelite elements, and the roguelite elements in this game are very similar to that of Gunfire Reborn if you've ever played that game. However, I find that the gunplay and shooting mechanics kind of are reminiscent of Doom and boomer shooters. In this game, you will go through different randomly generated dungeons and shoot and fight your way through clearing out different types of enemies. There's also some pretty cool mechanics like a grapple chain that allows you to break apart enemies, and you can also open chests throughout each room to upgrade and get some new gear. So if you like FPS, especially roguelite FPS games, definitely give AFTERBLAST a look. Next up, we're going to look at Odyssey, which is an open world survival adventure game. In this game, you'll explore different planets, craft tools, and build vehicles and shelters to fight the red darkness. As you explore the planets that you are on, you will uncover new mysteries and secrets, as well as new materials that you can use to craft and upgrade your equipment throughout. As you can tell by the blocky style of this game, it does have some similarities to Minecraft, and the space exploration aspect added to this blocky crafting game make it almost like Minecraft meets No Man's Sky, which is a combination I wouldn't have thought of, but it works perfectly. This game is probably the game that I would play the most from Next Fest, and if you're someone that has ever liked Minecraft but wanted a little bit more direction, or you are into No Man's Sky, definitely give Odyssey a shot. Next up, we're going to take a look at an adventure racing game called Wheel World. In Wheel World, you play as Kat, who is a cyclist with one mission, and that is to save her world from collapse. At the very beginning of this game, Kat wakes up and meets a friend, Scully, which is the little skull at the front of her bike, who tells her that she has been chosen by the cycling spirits to save her world. In this game, not only will you get to race in intense bicycle races, but you will also get to customize your bike and explore an open world freely. As you explore and as you race, you'll unlock new upgrades and customizations that you can use on your bicycle itself to give it a little bit more performance or to make it fit your style. The demo for this game is pretty short. You can probably finish it in about 20 minutes or so. However, all of the minutes that I've played of it, I have enjoyed, and I've actually played through it multiple times just to get more of a feel for the racing style and a little bit more enjoyment. So if you're someone that likes an arcadey racing experience with a good amount of customization and exploration, definitely give Wheel World a shot. Finally, let's take a look at a really amazing puzzle game. This is called Bento blocks. Bento Blocks is a puzzle game where you combine culinary creativity with brain-teasing challenges. In this game, you will use a slicer to cut apart your bento into pieces to fit in a given area. You have to be precise and really think about how you are cutting things to make sure they fit perfectly in the given space and to make sure that you use the correct amount of slices. As you progress through this game, you will discover new challenges and mechanics to help you solve and create the perfect bento box. This game has over 100 handcrafted levels. The demo gives you a good idea of how these levels will look. This game is super relaxing and it's a really good cozy game, but that also challenges your mind in a really fun and engaging way. If you are a fan of the puzzle genre or like games like A Little to the Left, definitely give Bento Blocks a shot. The last game that we're going to take a look at is one that I would recommend you avoid as of right now, and that game is Wonderstop. Whenever I first saw the announcement of Wonderstop, I was pretty excited, as I thought that a nice tea shop management game would be really fun. However, after playing this demo for about an hour or so mostly just the beginning part of the game, I found the gameplay to be quite boring and the characters to be completely uninteresting. Wonderstop is intended to release in early March, so hopefully they'll get some of the issues ironed out before then. However, as of right now, after playing this demo, I found the game to be a little bit of a waste of time and quite a disappointment. So if you are interested in Wonderstop, I would recommend that you watch some gameplay before you take the time to download and play through it, especially if you find any of the interactions and the gameplay mechanics to be boring. So those are my top 5 games for Steam Next Fest. There are a ton more games to look at and enjoy in all of the different genres that you may like, so make sure if you haven't already and you have Steam to take a look at some of these games and see if there are any that you might want to try out and put on a wish list, because we all know our Steam libraries can never be big enough. So please make sure you take a look at this and download some games before March the 3rd is over. Alright, with all of that said, I hope that you all have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you all again soon here on Mel the Bombshell. Bye, everybody.